This is Phase Music.
I have to be muted.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. Welcome to the channel. Posting an update today, letting you know on what to expect in the next coming days, coming weeks from Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Because it's been a bit confusing to people that we had this dump out of nowhere, but if you've been in this channel, you've been following me for a while, you would know that we've been expecting this. I've been calling for another low, and I believe this low is not over. Yeah, I believe there could be one more dump. I'm going to give you a target now, what I see at least happening for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you the bigger picture, then we can go into a micro count. This is an A down. Alright, this is a B up, and we came to the 1.272 extension, which is okay for wave C, but I was expecting to even come lower to the 1.618. Now, since we came here and we're holding, I could assume that this move from here is a beginning of a 5-wave move down. Let's go to the 4-hourly, and this could be a wave C in 5 waves. This was quite impulsive. It tells me it's a wave 3, and possibly the wave 3 is over. So I could say this was the beginning of the C wave. It came all the way here. We had a tiny bounce to the 0.5, which is fine. So I want to see where wave C or the third wave could end. So I take it here to the top of the second wave over here. And you can see the third wave really extended. But now that this wave that I'm calling the possible third wave, this is going into micro counts. It doesn't have to play out exactly, but I'm just trying to project. There is a chance we could bounce all the way to 27,640 and still be in a bearish count. So essentially what I'm saying is that Bitcoin could do something like this, bump, and then put in another low. How low will that go? I can't tell you. as the counts change, but this is just a projection. I was waiting for lower prices. If you watched my video a few days ago, my video that I posted on the 13th and I think on the 17th, I was talking about this. And even Litecoin, I was mentioning that Litecoin could go as low as $27. We got so close to it. I mean, $55 from $90 or $100. It's not far-fetched that we get to 23. Because Litecoin, whenever the halving happens, it has a nice dump after that. It could have a nice dump after the halving, a dump of 70, at least 70%. And I was looking at 70%, it could take us down there. Now, I was talking about this insufficiency. I hate repeating myself, but I need to drill it in. When you see an insufficiency, it could get recovered. Now you have this insufficiency over here. You have vector candles in that zone, very fast moves. It wouldn't be strange at all for Bitcoin to come all the way up, retest the 50 EMA, 27. I said we could come to 27.6. 50 EMA is around 27.9. So in and around that range is not very strange for Bitcoin to do it, and everyone would be shocked and thinking that's it, we're going up, and then we come down and make another low. I'm not saying we have to do that, but it should be a possibility in your head. Now you had the 50 and the 800 crossing on the 4-hourly. I don't really like these crosses because they're lagged indicators. When the cross happens, the move has already happened, because these EMAs are calculated according to the candle movement. So once you get that cross, it tells you the candle had already moved and maybe we could be rotating to the other side, in the opposite direction. Targets for Bitcoin. On this chart of mine, I had this Fibonacci channel, I gave you this, and I also gave you the 30,250. I was telling you, before it moved to 30,250, I'll show you where it was. On that same very day, on that very same day, I posted a video. I said the green trend line, we could come up, retest the green trend line at around 30,250, and that's what happened. We came to 30,000. Where's that trend line? Where did my line go? This trend line, look at that. We came exactly to 30,250. The high was at 30,250 on the dollar, not even a cent more if you look at the high of this candle, which was on the 9th of August. So I gave you a very nice entry hours in advance. So I'll trade from 1912. I'm holding on to the trade. I might switch long. I took it somewhere here when we had this move down, and I waited for a retest of 1912. Somewhere around here I came in and said, okay, that's it, and we went down. Now we do have a problem on Ethereum, though it's overextended and you would expect a retrace of this insufficiency, but you also have excuse me, you have this long wick. We don't like to see these wicks because wicks are a problem. Wicks are liquidity. These are people who bought this low possibly. Now when you go to open interest and look, how does open interest look? A word of advice on Bitcoin and Ethereum. The day we had this move down, we formed a bullish divergence. So there is a bullish divergence on the daily time frame on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe. So as you can see, open interest is going down on the hourly, with price moving down from here. People trying to catch the low. Either people are closing their short positions, or people are getting liquidated attempting to go long here on this candle. Maybe people went long, they got wicked. So just be aware on this chop, you can see it's just red, mostly red. Open interest is showing a decrease because people are losing money in this chop. Now I'm gonna show you the open interest on Bitcoin, same thing, it's worse than Ethereum. I wanna look at RSI to show you that divergence, but I was telling you on the weekly time frame we still have bearish div, we haven't erased it. So when you go to the daily, on the daily, and you compare this low, here low, you had a lower low. Over here you had a low, and if you look at the candle close of this, you had a low and you had a higher low over here. That's hidden bearish dip. Essentially you would get a move up, but as you can see we only closed lower, so that bullish div hadn't worked out until now. On the hourly, let's see if we're forming any nice divs. And I'm going to go to the line chart because they're clear on the line chart and extend it like this and look at the RSI. Higher low, no. Lower high. Okay, we had a lower low over here and we had a higher low over here. That is bullish div, and it gave us the small move from 25.8 up to 26.240, which was nice. Now we are forming any bearish div. As you can see from here, we had a lower high, and if you go from here, you're just forming higher highs. That's bearish divergence. I mean hidden bearish divergence, a continuation of the trend. So I'm telling you, we might even move lower. Dollar has been breaking up. Let's see what the dollar will do when the markets open. But dollar has been showing strength. It has moved above that line that I was talking about and then got rejected, came under, and it's attempting another move to the upside. We're still above the 50 for the dollar. Ethereum, I like to look at this. Ethereum is in a very big danger zone because the next probable target, as I told you, it is very likely if we start losing these levels, we could flush down because we have an insufficiency on the volume profile over here to flush down all the way to 1,200, 1,190, somewhere in around here. And that might meet with the Fibonacci levels. So if you take it from that low to the peak over here, you have the 0.887. You need, it would be very critical if Ethereum loses the 1,301, because that would mean you lost the 0.786 retracement. That's usually a trend reversal, and that means we would be going lower. We are at that level 1666 and we're bouncing off. Our value area high for resistance would be at 1805. 1785 is another level you should watch if you want to try entering a short if you missed it. Now over here we formed a lower low on Ethereum. And in price, if you go to the line chart, you formed a higher low. So this could have been hidden bullish divergence, and you're having a move up on the daily. So just be aware of that. Solana, I'm gonna look at Solana and Litecoin. Solana is having a nice bounce from the value area low of this range, and you can see it's marked out, bounced almost perfectly, bounced, wicked, and now we're here above it. Next zone of resistance, if we're able to make it, is going to be the POC at around the POC is in here. This POC, it's in this box between 22.8 and 23.6. So that's a zone. 22.8 will be your first zone of resistance. It's a Fibonacci retracement, and you have the POC inside it. Now I was talking about Bitcoin having this Bitcoin was somewhere around here, and I was saying we need to keep this. Let me collect my thoughts. I'm trying to remember what was I talking about. This doesn't look bullish. This is a Bart Simpson pattern, and we came down. It could be counted as a huge double top, which usually double tops, the first move is higher than the second move. But if I say it's a double top and I take it from here and I bring that here to the neckline, I tell you the neckline is at around this range, 24,794. If you break it, you're gonna have a flush out, possibly all the way down. And look, it brings you right to the POC, just below the POC. But you could be coming down sub 19K. Just be careful with that. Bitcoin is in an important volume node. If you lose that, then you have this insufficiency all the way to 21,285. So if you lose 23,000, 21,285. I didn't believe that the bull run had started. However, we are due for a bounce. In my opinion, we could have a bounce really soon. Really soon. Litecoin. As I was talking about Litecoin the other day, and I was telling you, before the halving happened, I said we usually drop 70% after the halving, and we have dropped so far maybe 40, 35%. 70% will bring Litecoin all the way to 23. Why am I looking at $27? Why am I looking at 70%? Because the last two times we had a halving, this was the third halving, we dropped around that range. So if you say you would come down 70%, you're coming down to $27, $28. I know another YouTuber has been calling for $24 for the past 2 years on Litecoin. Crypto Savvy has been calling that. And here the chart and past performance doesn't indicate future results, but if you look at the date of the last halvings, you would see that we dropped around 70%. There you go. I marked it in my chart. And if you look what happened here, then we had a nice rally after that. We had a nice pump. This pump from down here to up here was about 131%. So we could have pumps on the way, but if you're gonna look at it from the halving, this peak over here, we had a spike, and then we came down here, we came 66%, and then after the pump, you could count the continuation all the way down. After the halving, how much have you dropped? There, 76%, and there was another halving before that. So Litecoin zones, I have them marked out here. I told you before, if you lose 95, you're going to 85. If you lose 85, you're going to 73. Now, the next zone of interest for me is very far away. It's at 73.31. It will bring you around a recovery of this big daily candle. You would recover around 0.786 to 0.887. That would be somewhere there. I would expect at least 50%. Go up to $70. If we want to continue lower, then we get rejected and continue lower. But you see, you broke support. You broke all these structures. You're clinging on to this support. If you lose this, then technically we'll tell you you're coming down again to $59 or even lower at around $52. This is very critical. You're at very, very critical levels. Back to Bitcoin, what I see coming, I see a possible recovery after ranging out. We've seen it so many times. You come up, you range, dump, and then come up and pump. We did it here. Look at this in reverse. We came down, ranged, pump, came down, recovered this pump, came down, came up, recovered this pump again. So it's very possible we do the same thing. Don't be fooled and think that's it. Don't have a bias for the market, as in markets are going up, markets going down. Of course, we could do this like the El Salvador dump. You had a dump, range, and you think it's going to pump. It pumps a bit and dump again. You could have that. We might continue the stairway down. But once you lose 23K, you're coming lower. Because we could do this. Because we are at the value area low, recover half of this, hit somewhere here, 27, 27.6, as I said, 27.9, and then come down. And once you lose that, you could be coming all the way to the POC, because that's the next level of interest. On the daily time frame, you have your VWAP. That could be as a zone of where people buy. People usually buy under the VWAP, and people sell above it, and you could be interested in buying. You're under the VWAP. Or other people trade into the VWAP. So you see, you blast it out of the VWAP and you trade into the VWAP. So like here, this is an anchored VWAP, by the way. You blast it away, you trade into it. You blast it away, you trade into it, and you pump. So for the next few days, I think Bitcoin may range. We could recover halfway here. We have the value area low at around 27,130. We had this level 28,022, which we broke. 27,130 value area low of May 2020 of this range, upper range. We may come bump our head here if we get here, or even a bit higher. As I mentioned, 27.6, 27.9, and then we come lower. But for now, my advice, not financial advice, but I wouldn't be shorting right here. Because we already had a very big move down. I would short maybe a retrace into the 50 on the 4-hourly or 1-hourly, because the 15-minute, we are on the 50 or just under it there. This is a long setup. Once you come up, it's a long setup, but you don't like to see this compression. This compression would mean either you're going to fail now, or there's going to be some sort of an explosive move to the upside. Yeah, but I don't like the wicks. Wicks get recovered on Bitcoin. We don't really have a wick on this chart, but I think on Ethereum we do have a nice juicy wick. There you go. has been recovered, but we have this portion, then we had the other wick. All right, hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Ethereum over here doesn't have a wick. It has a small wick over here. Hit the notification, but we don't have a wick, but we have a big candle over here, big juicy candle. If you like the video, smash the likes. If you like to support the channel, there's a link in the channel description and in the video description that says want to support the channel, buy me a coffee or something like that, and you could join the free Discord. More trades, I'm out.